Hello friends, good morning. Welcome back to our channel ALP Talk General and Electrical Aspect.
In today's web interview, we have Mr. Vishal with us. He is an electrical engineer. He has very good experience in a solar industry, around 5 to 6 years experience he has. He worked in so many domains in electrical industry, all the some everything we can say all rounder, some site related and surveying and designing of PV cells, selecting PV cells and installation all A to Z. He has some good exposure, so he shared all his working experience, how things are there and all. And apart from that, we had some good interactive session with, for example, say I want to establish a 1 megawatt solar plant in my village. Then what is the things we have to consider? What are the things it will influence? What are the deciding parameters? It may be land or it may be site. It may be nearest substation capacity. What will be the ratings of the all the equipments? So we discussed in detail a little bit more about transformers also. We discussed it, low voltage transformers and all everything. His exposure is very nice. So the session is very interactive. If you have any questions or comments, then please comment in comment section. If you want to be a part of these web interviews, then please message me or comment us, so that our team will contact with you, so we can make very good interactive videos in the future also. It will benefit many people. Yeah, thank you guys, thanks for watching. Keep watch till the end. You will get a better understanding how things are there. So uh, it's nice to see you here. I think first time I'm watching you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you. So how
First
things
time
going
I'm
on
in
there?
you. Okay, so things are going fine actually. We are working from home actually currently
Mm-hmm.
due to COVID situation.
Yeah.
So, currently we are doing working from home, and all the things were going fine because in solar designing field, it's not a big issue to go to office or something else. So
That's it. That's it.
we can do work from home itself. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not a complexity. That's why the company's management are not forcing us to come to office because things are going good actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
With only one laptop and required data, we can work on it.
definitely, definitely.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes.
Very nice.
Uh,
Okay. So you are from which place now?
I am from Bikaner, Rajasthan.
Okay. Okay. So Rajasthan is the hub for solar in India.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think many people who are professionals may be moving towards solar, because every jobs are related to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
Bikaner also, there are many ground-mounted plants are there in a
Mm-hmm.
gigawatt level.
Okay.
So Bikaner is the location where the solar radiation is much more
Very high.
there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes, Vishal. Yeah, before beginning our interview discussion, let's explore about yourself a little bit, who you are, what is your educational and professional background, so that we can keep on discuss one by one. Yeah, it's your turn, dear. Let's start.
Yes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from belong from Bikaner, Rajasthan, as you know, and my schooling is also done here in Bikaner. And
Mm-hmm.
after schooling, I have completed my BTech from electrical from Gandhia University, which is in Jaipur.
Okay.
So after completing my BTech, I have joined a company called Reach Solar Energy. I have started learning design from that company. Uh, so that the company is a consultant company. We
Mm-hmm.
provide design and consulting for
Okay.
the company who doesn't have a design engineer in that
Okay.
company.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many big companies. We have provided electrical designs to them.
Okay.
Uh, they provide the survey detail to us, and
Mm-hmm.
we prepared made more detailed GA layout and detailed BOQ and all the
Okay.
relevant electrical drawings to them.
Okay.
So after Rage Solar Energy, I have joined the company called Energize Solutions,
Mm-hmm.
which is in Gurgaon.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I'm the only single person over there for designing for solar domain. So
Mm-hmm.
they started their solar domain, and I'm the first employee for the company.
Okay.
So yes. So in that company, I see the much more opportunity there. I have managed the design sector as well. I have managed the site management as well. I have managed procurement also in that company. So I got
Yeah.
very much good exposure in that company
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
look all over the things related to solar.
Okay.
Yes.
Single man army.
Yeah, single in that
Yeah.
company, right?
Yeah.
So then after another solution, I got a chance to move on to Eastern Light and Private Limited, which is
Mm-hmm.
called Myson Solar.
Okay.
So the company is based in Noida itself.
Mm-hmm.
My position is in that company is senior design engineer.
Okay.
So my responsibilities is that company in that company is there are the company is doing projects into a residential sectors as well as commercial and industrial sector.
Okay.
So there are they hired a surveyors. They are doing surveys of residential projects as well industrial commercial sites.
Mm-hmm.
They
Okay.
provide a detailed survey reports,
Mm-hmm.
including the roof measurements and all electrical and physical details that
Mm-hmm.
is relevant to design.
Okay.
So they provide us the detailed survey report, and then we prepared a layout basis on that, and
Okay.
we prepared a techno-commercial offer for the client.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So then after we prepared a layout and techno-commercial proposal, and with basis simulation after simulating the whole plant,
Yeah.
uh, we are getting the generation and we put it in the proposal and
Mm-hmm.
send it to our sales team, and they provide the same to the client.
Okay.
So after the things getting done and the proposal, the customer fix the project. So then the person of in our design team go to the site and done a detailed survey, and basis on that we prepared a detail engineering. Like we prepared a first of all we prepared a layout on which model have mounted, uh, and then after we prepared an SLD and cable layout, string layout, array sizing, and bill of quantity, all over the things related to
Yeah.
design.
Okay.
So this is my kind introduction and my
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. So it's very nice. So you got opportunity to look after everything related to solar, almost rooftop, ground mounted, and every aspect of it, purchasing and planning, everything I can say that
Yes,
very few people will get. When someone may be in design means they know only design related other things generally they may not get chance. That's the thing. You may be blessed in that case. Very nice. Okay. So let's begin with one example like that. Say, for example, I want to build a solar plant of 1 megawatt in my village. So generally, what is the considerations you will say? So what are the things you will take care? What it may be site survey or land survey, or whether it is site is suitable or not, whether the grid, whatever the grid connectivity is required. Generally, what things we have to take care there, permissions, something like that. What things we have to take care there. So what inputs you need from the site for designing, I mean, for establishing a plant like that. So minimum things we will discuss for 5-10 minutes. Later on, we will move into individual topics. Yeah,
yeah, sure.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, if you are talking about you are putting a solar plant of 1 megawatt in your
Mm-hmm.
village,
Mm-hmm.
so we have to figure out that for which purpose you are installing the solar plant. You are this the project is for the direct selling unit to the government, or the
Mm-hmm.
project is for open access, or
Mm-hmm.
something else. You are supplying to power to the nearest
Companies, something like that, right?
Yes. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to first of figure out that what is the purpose of putting a solar plant, and
Okay.
for whom you are supplying electricity.
Okay.
So after that, by technical point of view, we got a topographical layout from the
Mm-hmm.
survey from the team, and uh, if topographical layout we didn't have, so then we have to go to the site with our civil engineer. So
Okay.
they prepare topographical layout basis
Mm-hmm.
on land leveling and each and everything.
Okay.
So then after we take we have to know the nearest substation or what voltage we have to step up the power.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
What is at which voltage we have to step up the power, and what is the distance of the nearest substation to the
Okay.
plant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after that, we prepared a layout, general management layout, and figure out the capacity what can we install over there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and the technology of the point panel, which panel we should have used, and what is the generation what we can get from the choosing the particular module, or
Yeah.
at which angle or which tilt angle we have getting maximum generation, and the
Yeah.
inverter selection, basing on that inverter selection by which what type of inverter we should have used, a central inverter or string inverter. If
Yeah.
you're calling the 1 megawatt plant, then we can use two central inverters like 500
500.
kilowatt,
500. Mm-hmm.
or we can use a string inverter up to 200 kilowatt. There are many possibilities are there,
Okay.
depending on the inverter sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the main concern, and if we know the step up voltage there, what voltage we have to equate to the power, then accordingly we
Mm-hmm.
choose the transformer, which
Okay.
voltage we have to choose
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the main key factors we have to consider out during
Okay.
the process.
Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. It's clear. So,
And many things are there like soil resistivity for key calculations, and
mm-hmm.
type of soil for our structure mounting.
Okay.
These are the, many factors are there.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, if we go into the little bit details, for example, you were saying if a nearby substation is there, what is the voltage levels we can inject like that. So can't we inject directly at LV side? For example, your inverter may be 480 something like that, 433 something like that. Can't we invert directly inject at a load side of supply to the consumers? What you say?
We can definitely put it into lower side. We can definitely terminate at LT side voltage.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, if talking about the say putting a plant 1 megawatt on the metal shade of any industrial and commercial project,
Mm-hmm.
so we will definitely putting the voltage into LT panel. So we
Okay.
didn't have to step up the power to LT side. It's depend on the necessity. What type, which voltage you have required.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's only depend on the necessity. What type
Okay,
of necessity do you have putting a plant?
okay. For example, if you want to export the power to the government, discoms and near the substation at that pool, so because that substation also stepping down, say they may be using 5 MA, something like that, they may be stepping down. I mean, 433 volts they are stepping down and they are supplying. In that case, through substation, shall we have facility to directly connect to that pole? Is it the government allows like that, or then they want only higher voltage, only 11 kV, something like that? What you
Uh,
say?
there is a issue. Mainly, there is a issue of distance. If we
Uh-huh.
are going to put that power to the distance of 2 to 3 kilometers, but so for that case, you didn't have to. You don't have any option to step up the power because the
Uh-huh.
voltage drop is there, na?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
if the location of termination is nearest around the 400 or 500 meters approx, maximum to 200 meter, 300 meter, 400 meters, you can terminate directly into LT site. But
Okay.
the termination point is very far. It's
Hmm.
1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer. Then the voltage drop is there. So
Yes,
that's
yes,
why
yes.
we have to step up the voltage,
Uh-huh.
so that we can minimize the voltage drop. That's
Okay.
the major thing to
Hmm.
for the designing purpose, that what which the distance is mainly concerned.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is any
So it's a
people are
very
using low voltage transformers? I mean, LV transformer also we can use, right? For example, 430 through 433 to 450, something like that. Is any trend like that?
for actually LV transformer are using, but in case of that like Sungrow inverter is there,
Uh-huh.
which is a 200 kilowatt inverter, and
Mm-hmm.
its output voltage is 800 volt. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So if we are using that particular inverter, so
Mm-hmm.
that particular inverter we have to use LV transformer. We have to step down
Step
the 800
down.
volt. We have to
Okay.
step down 800 volt to 415 volt for our purpose. So
Okay.
in that case, we are using LV transformer.
Okay.
If
Okay.
by condition the inverter output voltage is higher than the 415 volt,
Hmm.
something is required, then we have to choose the step down volt transformer for LV thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. As per your understanding, generally, which case would be cheaper? Whether 800 considering higher inverter voltage and stepping using low voltage transformer is good, or a normal 433 or 480 some that voltage and stepping up is good. What is feasibility? Any idea on that? Based on your experience.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's depend on the project size also.
Okay.
Okay. It's majorly it depends on the project size. If we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about low capacity of the plant, then
Mm-hmm.
the purchase of the transformer is not a good idea. The
Okay.
transformer cost is high.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
you have to select the inverter which output voltage is as required. We have it's
Okay.
415 volt.
Yes,
Even
yes, yes.
though if the project capacity is lower, then we should choose the inverter that the output voltage is 415 volt and whatever zone which we have required. For the
Oh,
larger capacity, the transformer cost is not going to impact our project cost actually.
yes, 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 yes.
In larger capacity of project, the 415 volt inverters are mostly meant the by selecting string inverters at 415 volt in larger projects. We have to use so number of inverters are there.
Yes, yes, yes.
They inverter they are that these inverters are increasing the cost of the project.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
on larger project, we have to choose a center inverter and the bigger capacity. So in larger project, we can choose a transformer.
Okay.
Transformer. So the price is not as much impact on the project cost.
Yeah.
So at lower capacity of project, we are not able to afford the cost of the transformer.
Yes, 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 yes. Because that cost is more. Yeah, 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 yeah. One more thing. Say with whatever we thought 2 to 3 kilometers range with low voltage export means voltage drop and all it will be there. So is inverters output voltage whatever it is there? Is this adjustable something like I mean is this adjustable instead of 415 if we ask for 440 so that at the end of 2 to 3 kilometer 415 will be there. Some such facility is available in
So yeah,
industry or what?
yes. Yes. So in say string inverters, there are the range which we can manually adjust. Like actually, inverters voltage is dependent on the grid voltage. Actually, inverter is our string inverter is synchronized with the grid. So
Yeah.
whatever is the grid voltage, the inverter copying the same. So,
Okay.
but by default, we can also manually adjusting the voltage from generally if we can see the normal inverters like 10 to 100 kilowatt of range, the
Mm-hmm.
inverter has a manually setting the voltage range is 380 to 480 volt.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these are the range that we can adjust manually
Okay.
in a string
Okay.
inverter at LT side, right?
Okay. Yeah. So in
So
that
yeah,
case, cabling losses and all will be there, right? Cabling or
yes,
bus bar losses.
yes.
Mostly cabling will preferred, right? Instead of bus bars.
Mostly cabling is preferred, yes.
Yeah. 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 Because that can be.
If we are terminate 415 volt to 2 kilometers, so will be there are so many runs of cable,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
the cost of the cables is also there, right?
Yeah. So
So
right
we
off
are
way also
trying to,
difficult.
yes, we have to minimize the voltage drop up to 2%. So
Uh-huh.
we have to
Okay.
put the more so many cables there, so many runs are there. for minimizing voltage drop.
Okay.
So
In that case, going for transformer with a step up option is good one.
yes, yes, definitely.
At least maybe it may be LV transformer or it may whatever it is. At least
Whatever it is.
transformer is required. Yeah, yeah. In that case, can't we use auto transformer? Is normal transformer is required, or in that case, what you say? Just for adjusting voltage, right? Any idea on that?
Sir, I didn't get your question.
For example, if we are stepping down or stepping up the voltage from the inverter to match with the grid voltage, whatever it is there. So in the whatever the transformer we will use, can't we use auto transformer, something like that? Why people are because we need only for matching voltage, right? Not for isolation and all. So what you say on that aspect? Any idea why people are going for normal transformer itself? So can you explain a bit what is actually demanding?
People are actually using power transformer for that, step up for using power. So the purpose of the auto transformer and power transformer is different. So I have not very big idea on that.
Okay. Yeah, because as per our understanding, our discussion, I am thinking that only voltage adjustment is sufficient. So yeah, okay. In this topic, we will have some separate session also in later, but we can have it. Yeah, because that will give some good understanding also. Okay. It's very nice. Good discussion about this. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into a little bit details. So what are the major components in the solar plant from a hierarchy point of view? What is the highest cost component, and then something like that? Can you speak a few things about that? Good idea.
So the major cost of the putting a solar plant is the major cost is the panel, the solar module, which is 25 to 30% of the major cost in the project is called panel.
Okay.
Solar panel. Then after the major cost of the panel, after that the inverter cost is there. Inverter cost is there. There are the two major components which may impact the project cost. Then after the BOS materials and the INC and the freight and each and everything. So the major cost of in the project is module and inverter, mainly the module.
Yeah. Okay.
In rooftop plant, actually, I'm talking about the rooftop or rooftop side.
Okay.
So in the ground mounted project, the cost of transformer and the cost of HT panels are there. So these are the factors also including in the play the role of the cost. But in ground mounted power also the module is the main playing role, the cost effective.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is there any government restriction on minimum amount of power plant capacity like that? For example, if you want to install a plant with nearby substation is 33 by 11 kV. So, and we generally, what will be our solar plant capacity? Is this 33 kV or 11 kV? What do you say?
So you're talking about the nearest substation is 33 kV.
33 by 11 kV, yes. From 33 to 11 kV, they will step down, and that 11 kV is going out. So they will for the distribution purpose.
We can terminate, or we can terminate 30 kV. Is not an issue. So we can terminate into 33 kV.
Okay.
There is not an issue.
Can't we terminate on 11 kV, something like that? In that case, either any advantage with 11 kV or 33 kV, something?
No, actually, the advantage is only the cost advantage. But if the plant is substation is 33 kV, and we are terminating the supply to 11 kV. So at which so we have to understand at which point we have to terminate at input side or the output side.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that also.
Yeah, because based on that, our plant, everything changes, right? If we want 11 kV means our setup will be 11 kV at the plant. If 33 means 33 kV, right?
We can do that also.
Okay. Okay. So if we have any other substations nearby, say 66 kV substation or some 220 kV substation like that, if you want to inject power into that network, is this any minimum power requirement criteria in industry? Somewhat is what you say. For example, 1 megawatt I can't use for 220 kV, right? That's true.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
any idea on that?
Generally, I have worked on the project which is stepping out for the power is at 33 kV and 132 kV, the maximum.
Okay.
That it depends on the plant size actually.
Okay.
What the capacity of your plant. You can terminate into 132 kV or 66 kV. It only depend on the plant size.
Okay.
Yes. So the power equation voltage is mainly depend on the plant size which you have and the nearest substation which you have.
Okay.
If you are talking about 220 kV step up the voltage at 220 kV, so actually I didn't work any project on stepping the power voltage at 220 kV. Maybe the people some people are there which we are doing this type of project at such stepping out the voltage. So I didn't work, and I think maybe there are any concern for stepping up the power at 220 kV. So I just see the projects like people are stepping the power up to 132 kV maximum. I don't think the people are putting a power plant at 220 kV level.
Yeah. Okay, no issue on that. Okay. So there is, if land is something a little bit hilly or different, we have to make it plain, or any idea on that, or whatever is the land we can somehow install it.
Yeah, definitely. If you can see, some people are doing the project on the hilly station.
Yeah.
So we can do that also. We at a hilly station, there is not that the land flattened is not possible.
Not possible.
What in hilly project. So we have to categorize the pitch optimization, and we have to putting a solar plant by optimizing pitch and the shading impact. We can do that also.
Okay.
So by hilly project, there's no possibilities to flatten the roof.
Yeah.
Mostly people are doing the hilly project now.
Yeah. Okay.
There are the only 2 or 3 concerns they are facing. Just you have to optimize your pitch. You have to look into shadow impact and the azimuth of the panel. At many places, at a single plant, the module azimuth is different by hilly area.
Okay.
You have to look into that while calculating the generation. While simulating the generation, you have to take care of these factors also.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, one more thing. I heard that for every land, one latitude will be there. If you are able to mount that solar panel in that latitude, the output will be good like that. So, if that is the case, what will be the advantage if you go to the tracking for systems? There are some tilting tracking systems will be there. What is the advantage if you go to that? Shall we get a better benefit if you track it, tilting the panels, or it is very minimal? What you say? Can you explore it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tracking is the very good option for getting the maximum generation point of view. So if you are using a single axis of tracker or dual axis of tracker, definitely dual axis of tracker is getting you higher generation. So if you are going to a fixed tilt angle or you are going to a tracker, then the generation difference is between approximately 10%. You are getting 10% higher generation from the fixed tilt angle by using a single axis tracker.
Okay.
Yes, so definitely there are advantages by using the tracking side.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you go to double axis tracker, little bit more advantage will be there.
Yeah, definitely. If you are using bifacial panels with the dual axis tracker, you can get generation up to 25% higher than.
Okay. Yeah, bifacial panel means is this something different or what it is?
Bifacial is the panel that you can get the generation from front and rear side. Though the
Huh. Oh.
it is like a it is like normal panel, but if you are talking about a mono perk panel, the monofacial panel, it's just difference is to we just remove the back sheet to the transparent sheet.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the front glass to EVA glass.
Okay.
So this is called a bifacial panel. So the bifacial panel is also working from the rear side by the reflective
Okay.
radiation. Yes.
Hey, in
So
bifacial
just
panel, then
hmm.
yeah. In bifacial panel, then handling and all, it should be more care should be taken, right? Then because both side in the material is maybe delicate, something like that. What you say?
Please repeat it again.
Yeah, in bifacial panel, because both side generation will be there. Both side, it is we can say little bit delicate. So handling and all is more care required in this case, or it's like normal only.
No, so definitely handling is mostly complex for
Mm-hmm.
the this panel because it's completely a glass frame. Okay,
Okay.
so we have to take care of the
Yeah.
panel also by mounting on the structure and by keeping into a storage. So we have to little bit take care of the panel. The glass is very tough, but you have to take care of it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, one thing, if that glass brokens, for example, whatever the glass will be there for finish, if that brokens, is there any damage to our panel due to rain or something, or is it okay? What you say?
Uh,
Is it
if
okay?
if your
Yeah.
glass has been damaged due to any issue, so
Mm-hmm.
you have to replace the panel or that generation will definitely get impacted by that.
Oh.
You're just asking about that, na?
Yes,
Or
yes, yes, yes.
anything else?
That's it. That say inside, I mean, whatever the cells are there, it is not damaged. Only the cell, for example, the glass is damaged. If water, everything, anything goes inside the glass. So, is there any damage like that to that panel? What you say? We have to cut the
Uh,
cut.
it's only depend how much the panel has been damaged. If you are talking
Okay.
about stone
Yes. Like that only. Yeah.
yes, huh. So if the hit on the panel is very much smaller by forcing, so
Mm-hmm.
if the glass has been damaged, then not necessarily the cell are also damaged. It depend on the force. It depend on the force. What type of force are you using by for broken the particular panel? That cells
Yeah.
are also can be damaged by putting a major force on that. So these
Yeah.
are the
Okay. For example, at the middle of the panel, when we say one big stone were fallen, so that area is damaged. So will power will keep on generate from the remaining, or we have to start the link through from left to right, top to bottom, something like that. Because that area damaged means the link to the nearby panel, nearby cells will be damaged, right?
yeah,
What we
definitely,
have to do in
definitely.
that case for rectifying? Any idea?
So we have to. We have no idea. We have not option for that. We have to only change the panel at particular that time.
Okay.
You are saying correctly that the cells are connected by each other. So the connection is break from the cells. Then the power supply is not. We are not getting the power supply. If we are that
Okay.
the cells are getting broken from center part.
Yeah.
So uh, that's it.
Okay. So only
So
thing replace.
can I put charge on my phone? My phone
Yes,
is
yes, yes,
charging.
yes. Please keep it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, if that panel, only thing we have to replace that panel, right? No other option for us.
No other any option. Yeah, if
Okay.
the panel is
Okay.
getting broken.
So, is this like a electronic scrap, or will the panel manufacturer something? They will take all our waste like that. Any idea?
I think the panel can be recycled for that particular.
Okay.
If the cells have not been getting damaged, so that the cells can be used again.
Okay.
So the glass is going to electron waste or something else.
Yes.
But if the cell cannot, the cells are not damaged, the cells can be use again.
Okay, okay, yeah. So let's talk little bit more about PV cells. So generally, what different types of PV cells are available? For which application, which model we will use? Generally, where they are getting manufactured? Is any manufacturing facility in India or something? Can you talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are many technologies are there in itself, like crystalline, in crystalline
Speak little bit
technology.
louder, please.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there are many technologies are there, like
Mm-hmm.
in panel cells,
Okay.
like it's crystalline. In crystalline is monocrystalline and polycrystalline. Another
Okay.
technology amorphous. Amorphous is a thin film solar cell.
Mm-hmm.
So we are using mostly in crystalline, polycrystalline and monocrystalline. And
Okay.
firstly, in 2008 to 2017, people are using polycrystalline panel.
Okay.
So after 2017, the mono crystalline panel came into the market, and
Okay.
it's the mono cells are the in mono cells the purity of silicon is much higher, and the efficiency of the cell is higher than the polycrystalline.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so the difference between the poly and mono cells are mono panels are the higher in efficiency. Mono panels are higher efficiency in compared than polycrystalline panels.
Okay.
So
Okay.
after 2019, uh, after 2018, mono panel are converted into monoPERC by emitting uh, by emitting a layer by passivation. It's called monoPERC. So at
Mm-hmm.
rear side we have like we just put a layer by passivation. So
Okay.
the mono converted into monoPERC.
Okay.
So after this process, we are getting more generation from monocrystalline and polycrystalline. So monoPERC also have two variants like monofacial and bifacial. So
Okay. Okay.
bifacial panel has also monoPERC technology, but
Okay.
monofacial panel are normal panels which are doing generation from the only a single side, and bifacial as I told you that bifacial can get the generation from front and rear side both also. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cells are monoPERC cells,
Okay.
in
Okay.
both technologies.
Okay.
So people are also doing people are also going with monoPERC panels, and also some players are using bifacial nowadays. Bifacial is now trending in the market
Yeah. Yeah.
nowadays. But
Okay.
bifacial panel is a little bit expensive from the monoPERC panel. Then that's
Mm-hmm.
why some people are not using that currently. But
Okay.
the future will definitely for bifacial or N-type solar panel,
Okay.
because yes, so there are P-type and N-type cells are there. In P-type, the boron dopings are there. The and N-type, the phosphorus dopings are there. So
Okay.
N-type solar cell is definitely more efficient than the P-type.
Okay.
Doping.
Yeah. Yeah.
N-type doping has 1 mil more electron than the silicon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is better advantage to go with the N-type
And
solar
type.
panel.
Yeah.
So, but definitely for N-type panels, the manufacturing and the cost manufacturing is a little bit complex of
Okay. Mm-hmm.
solar panel, and
Okay.
N-type solar panel is also expensive. So generally people are not going with N-type. But in future, definitely. But in future, definitely, there are lots of disturbance, I think.
Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. So vendors and companies of module manufacturer are doing optimization day by day for the monoPERC N-type solar panels to
Okay.
get it cost effective. So the we can call the future is for N-type solar panel and the bifacial solar panel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mostly EPC players are doing will doing the project for this type of technology.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There are HJT technologies are there nowadays market. Heterojunction technology and TOPCon and IBC's technologies are there. So we
Mm-hmm.
can say that these 4 to 5 technologies are trending in the market in future.
Yeah,
PV
yeah.
technology, TOPCon, bifacial, and N-type solar panels.
Yes, yes, yes.
They have higher in efficiency as compared than what
Yes,
we
yes.
have, but
Yeah,
and
yeah.
consuming not that big area. The area consuming is the all the main factor.
Yes, yes, yes. That also
So
true.
at less area, the which panel getting
More energy.
produce more energy. Yes.
Yeah. Is the only way flat area, or like I see in some, for example, the solar plants which are floating power plants. In that case, the cells are different, right? PV cells and all. Or what you say about that? I mean, sometimes like mat also we can roll down, right? Our solar PV cells. I see a couple of things. Any idea on that?
These are the thin film solar cells, thin film
Okay.
amorphous based these are the very thin layer of the solar cell.
Okay.
So if you are talking about the solar cell which we can fold like roll,
Yes, yes, yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So these are the thin film solar cells based
Okay.
on amorphous.
Okay, okay. These are costly when compared to normal one or what?
These are costly and less efficient from the
Okay.
normal.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Generally, where we will use this type of rolling type?
So these are the mainly using for the mobile charger, solar charger things, and these are mainly using. Uh, People are not using as such in quantity of thin films solar
Okay.
cell.
Mm-hmm.
By some videos are what I see that we have to keep roll the solar cell, and when we have to go to the any particular location, we have to expand the solar cell
Okay.
into a sheet. Then we can use it anywhere.
Like yoga mat.
Yeah, like the mat. Yeah, but so not at this moment. Mostly people are doing that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, directly some DC voltage they may charge, right, to batteries.
Right, right. This is really used.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Well, one more thing I want to ask you. The e-vehicles related, what is the solar concepts or procedures in today India or worldwide? So otherwise, let's talk about India. Is there any plans or procedures to integrate this solar energy for utilization of e-vehicles? I mean, solar chargers, solar charging stations, e-vehicle charging. Any
Definitely,
understanding on that? Yeah.
hmm, people are doing that. They are putting a solar plant nearest the vehicle from power station.
Yeah.
So mostly people are doing that. Uh, which vendors are doing e-vehicle power stations.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them are putting a solar plant as well
Yeah.
for their powering the e-vehicles mainly.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you think if in future if electric vehicles are more produced, so then every charging station have their own solar plant to charge their station. So definitely people will going to do that for their e-vehicle charging station. The solar plant is now compulsory for that in future. I think so. For e-vehicle charging station, the solar plant will be there definitely for sure.
Yeah. 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 In Gujarat or somewhere, I seen some of the solar plants panels installation on canal also. Canal, they are installing all solar panels throughout the canal passage. So anything like on roads, any national highways, anything like that structure, for example, at the divider, one big structure will be there, and they are
Yeah,
mounting
definitely.
any understanding
Definitely,
on that?
we can see that when many of the canal have solar structure is there, a solar power plant is there. By
Mm-hmm.
putting a leg from one side and putting a leg into two side, we can do that.
Yeah.
So many players are doing that also. I have seen a solar PV plant on the canal side also, and I have seen a solar power plant on the divider also, and the highways at Delhi in And Ghaziabad, Noida, and Delhi, there are also main highways that there are solar panels are installing on the outer side of the periphery of the of the highways.
Okay.
So definitely, these are the things are happening in India also. So in highways, canal, you are talking about the people are doing also already.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. So let's move to a little bit about the softwares generally. What softwares we will use for all these processes and all? Any idea on that? Maybe AutoCAD or whatever it may be. For which purpose?
Definitely,
Which one we will use?
definitely, we are using softwares like AutoCAD for the 2D drafting.
Okay.
Okay, we are using SketchUp for the 3D drafting and the shadow analysis purpose. We are
Okay.
using SketchUp,
Mm-hmm.
and we are using PVSys for the simulating the solar generation. We are getting the solar generation from the PVSys by simulating
Okay.
the process. In PVSys, uh, uh, we have to give the inputs like what is the tilt angle we are considering, what is the azimuth of the building,
Yeah. Yeah.
what the panel and what the capacity of the panel, what is the inverter we are selecting, what
Mm-hmm.
are the losses we have to put in the PVSys by getting the generation. So there are
Okay.
many losses we have to put manually
Yeah.
by
Yeah. Yeah.
by our particular calculation. So
Yes. Yes.
thereafter we can get generation from the PVC. And
Okay.
helioscope we are using for
Mm-hmm.
the Google for the capacity identification from the Google Earth or Google Earth view.
Okay.
So these are the main softwares which
Okay.
we are doing.
Okay. Okay. This PVC is only for rooftop or ground mount also we can use that.
Both also. PVC is
Oh,
the tool that we can simulate the power plant and which we can get generation. For
okay. Okay.
rooftop and ground mounted, what
Nothing.
can
Yes.
we
Yes. Yes.
simulate from the PVC?
Okay. Okay. What about Solmetric? Any idea on that? For which purpose we will use?
Solmetric is a device for the Solmetric is used for the shadow analysis method.
Okay.
So Solmetric is a device which we have to go to the site survey
Uh
and
huh.
for the far objects which
Uh huh.
may create shadow on your roof, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot uh, you cannot take length or measure the distance like tree. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a tree in your boundary, but you
Yeah.
cannot measure the tree's height, the
Yeah.
distance of the tree from your roof. So you
Yeah.
have to capture the on a solmetric device. The data which we can collect from the solmetric device, which we can put into a PV system.
Okay. Okay. Uh huh.
So the PV system gives us the shedding loss from that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So these are the main use of the solmetric device.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, it's
And by
understanding.
for far object, by shading comes from far objects.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. hmm Can you speak little bit about cabling on LV side? I mean, on AC side and DC side. What is the differences? Can you spoke about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So once we putting a solar plant, we have to define a string sizing. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, before inverter, we have to prepare a string like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, depends on the MPPT voltage range of the inverter.
Okay.
So we prepared a string and then we put string into inverter by a DC cable.
Okay.
We can use a DC cable of 4 square mm and 6 square mm, depends upon the length of the DC cable,
Okay.
at which location we are putting our inverter, and how
Okay.
much is the distance from the string to the inverter. It only depends upon the what type of cable we are using, 4 square mm or 6 square mm, depends upon the length. So
Okay.
4 square mm and 6 square mm cable are DC solar cable.
Okay.
So these are the copper cable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and
Okay.
after string configuration and connected strings to the inverter,
Mm-hmm.
the main part is the AC cable sizing.
Okay.
So in three phase we are using the three and a half core cable or four core cable. In a single phase, we are using 2 core cable. Okay. So by calculating 3.5 core or 4 core cable size, we have to figure out the what is the maximum current of the inverter producing.
Okay.
Upon we have to figure out the voltage draw and power loss and distance of the inverter to our combiner box or the termination point.
Okay.
So we have to sizing the cable
Mm-hmm.
according to the current and which size of cable we are considering the resistance of the cable
Okay.
at which size of cable or which diameter of cable can take current of the particular current which inverter producing.
Okay.
So these are the calculations while selecting the AC cables.
Mm-hmm.
These, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. 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 It's clear. Okay. Hey, in a central inverter, when we are using going for transformers, so there are a number of secondary windings also. In some cases, more than one winding, more than one. What about that? Any idea on that? When we go for two LVs, three LVs, four LVs, five LVs
yes,
like that?
yes. If we are using two inverters of 1 megawatt,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you are using a single transformer for that,
Okay.
so how can we you connect the two inverters to a transformer? So then you have required two LV windings.
Yeah. Oh.
So if you are putting 2 or 3 inverters on a single inverter, then how depends upon the number of inverters you have to put LV windings accordingly. If you are
Okay.
connecting two inverters to a transformer, so then you have required two LV windings. Okay, and
Okay.
you are connecting 3 inverters to a transformer, then you require 3 LV windings. But you can also connect it to two inverters through a LT or HT panel, and then we can terminate the power to transformer. Then you have required only a single winding.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the additional cost is there to combine the power of the inverter is there.
Is this
So
that much difficult to combine? Is this not like simply two connections, or what you say?
so you are talking about
AC combining,
connecting.
string combiner like that. AC combining box.
Hmm.
So whatever two inverters are giving AC output, can't we directly combine? Is there any issues like that? If we do so, any separate
Yes,
systematic?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because we cannot do connect both two train inverters through a single winding because the output power or output power is maybe different of both two inverters.
Mm-hmm.
If one produce a lower power or lower current, then you know the by connecting two power together, the lower current impact on other power producer also.
Okay.
If any inverter or if any device inverter produce lesser energy, it will definitely impact on the other one. So
Okay.
that's why the separate LV winding is provided to the another inverter.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
it, it
Yeah.
may be impact to the other inverter uh, by
Yeah.
producing a lower power or lower current also.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's why the separate LV winding is provided.
Okay, good, good. So generally, if we talk about technically about star or delta connections, generally what is preferred on which side? Say in a primary side, I mean grid side, what is preferred? At inverter side, what is preferred? Any idea on that? Can you give some exposure? Star or delta means is this? Yeah, proceed here.
Yes. So start data connection is depends on the inverter and the our output termination point.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if we are using inverters like they have if they have neutral,
Uh-huh.
so then we have to require a star connection from LV side.
Okay.
So if we are required neutral from HV side, so then we have to provide a star connection from that also. If we do
Okay.
not have a neutral connection, then we can put data over there. So
Okay.
it's only depend upon the which type of connection we have to evacuate from the transformer. If there is not required of neutral, then we can use data connection from HP side.
Okay.
But if we have not a neutral connection from inverter, then we can use star connection, delta connection from LV side also.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we have neutral on the inverter side, then we have to use star connection.
Okay. Sometimes when even though neutral connection is there at transformer side, but I heard that neutral is not going to be grounded or anything. It is just floated like that. Well, if neutral is not going to ground it, then why we will use neutral there? Because some manufacturers, some EPCs I see, they are asking for a star connection at transformer side. They don't want to ground it inside. It is just floating. They will put some cap and that's it. So why some people are asking like that? Someone saying if you ground it, some looping will form because inverter grounding will be there, transformer grounding. It is both grounding means leakage currents will be there. Any idea on that? Can you explore it?
Okay. So after transformer HV side, we are using we can use earthed cable also.
Uh-huh.
So we can directly earth the neutral not the neutral on the particular location of the inverter. So we can do that by using earthed cable.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Or something else you have query about that? So I didn't able to understand, able to speak more.
Okay, okay, no issue, no issue. Yeah, good, good, good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's almost good discussion. We had touched so many topics. I think we can discuss it for 1 hour. It's very nice. Yeah. So, for example, if let's sum up our session. Yeah, this is not the end. I can say, Vishal. This is just a start. We are going to do many more videos also in future because we have so many things to discuss. I will make a route map for that. We will plan it. Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So if any fresher from the college who wants to join into this solar field, what suggestion you can give? How they can approach the companies and all? I mean, any what skills they need particularly? Can you speak few words that so that we can summarize this session today?
Yes. So if the fresher of the college are interested in to go to the solar sector, so some companies are there which they are hiring the fresher also. So they can reach to that company. But there are some training institutes are there in
Okay.
Delhi also, and some trainings are institutes are there with providing the designing courses, with
Okay.
providing the installation courses and the designing courses. So then the freshers can contact to them and learn how to design the solar power plant and how to design the substation also, how to design DCAC DCAC side of power plant. So all the designing related trainings are there in the market. So they can if any company is not hiring the freshers and they are not able to join the company solar companies directly, so they can learn from the particular institutes, and they can learn from the YouTube also. Like people like you are providing such informations in the YouTube for the solar PV plant. So uh, nothing is impossible, actually, I'm saying.
That's
So
true.
without going to the institute, people are also can learn from the YouTube also. Everything is on the YouTube, everything is on the Google, everything on the books. Some books are there who are teaching detailed designing of the solar PV plant and the technical
Okay.
knowledge of the. So freshers are if freshers are going to solar, so there are many opportunities are there which they can learn without any without any training from the institute. So they
Yes. Yes.
can learn from YouTube, Google, and books are there. So
Okay. Okay.
definitely.
Very nice. Yeah, yeah. Your suggestion will definitely help them. Yeah. Thank you, Vishal. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You covered so many topics today. Very nice. I am so happy. Myself learned so many things. Yeah. Yeah, whatever the questions and things we discussed, some of our my personal doubts. So many of the things are from audience who asked me through LinkedIn, through messages, to Telegram group. There are so many people are asking for some question doubts. whatever the things I didn't answer, I just asked you. You covered many things. Very nice. I'm so happy. Yeah, good
I
dear.
tried my little bit. I tried my little bit, but some of things are which I not able to speak about that. So definitely in our future meeting, I definitely try to answer
Yeah,
all the relevant questions.
sure. Yeah, I will also plan advancedly for all the topics and things. Yeah, good dear. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
bye. See you next video.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
This is about Mr. Vishal, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content, whatever we discussed. So this is going to be a series like that. In future, we are going to discuss many more contents like this. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my future updates. Thank you. Bye. We will meet in next video.